I am a Mocha Mom, and I am back to do a video in response to the video that Talisa King recently put up. I'm not sure if she saw my original video or if she saw Wajichi's video response to my hot topic, "You're not better because you're natural." But either way, I thank you, Talisa, for making your video. And I just wanted to let you know that I was really moved by what you said. One thing that stuck out to me was when you talked about labels and you talked about choosing to wear your hair natural wasn't like a big thing that you did. That was, you were just being yourself. You were just allowing your hair to do what it does when it comes out of your scalp. And even locking your hair was just kind of like a natural progression, because if, as your hair wants to tangle, you're just fighting it less by just allowing it to lock. And it just really moved me, because no one really should have to feel like they have to defend being themselves, and everyone should be allowed to be themselves, and it shouldn't be against code to be yourself. And it shouldn't be, I remember when I big chopped back in 2007, I didn't really share what I was going to be doing with a lot of people, with much anybody really. I think I mostly just talked to my husband about it. And I remember the first social gathering I went to, I remember an acquaintance came up to me and said, she just kind of looked at me, and he's just like, with shock on her face. And then she said, "So you're going soul on us now?" And, I just remember being taken aback by that. But just from what you said, I'm not going soul, I'm just being myself. Soul or picking up an Afrocentric issue might be something that I do, but it's not necessarily who I am. And so I feel like the statement that you made is freeing, but I also think that it opens up a whole other can of worms, because we tend to let what other people do, what other people think, and what other people believe become and have implications for what we're doing. So if I say I'm not natural, or I'm not embracing this natural label, I'm just being myself, then does that then follow that a person who chooses to relax their hair is not being themselves, or a person who chooses to stay with wigs and weaves and extensions, and a person who doesn't necessarily alter their hair texture but changes their hair color, is that person not being themselves? I know that that's the can of worms, and that's the road that divides us, that a lot of us want to go down. Me being natural has nothing to do with you. So if I say I'm natural, I'm just being myself, that has nothing to do with you. So it's kind of a moot point to get offended and say, well, what does that mean? Does that mean I'm not being myself because I have a relaxer? It has nothing to do with you. I'm not talking about you. If you're just being yourself, then there's really nothing to defend. But I do think it's freeing. The only person I could really honestly be is myself. I do think it's freeing, and I thank you for making the video.